My name is Meredith Cole, and for 7 years, I thought silence in my marriage meant peace. I was wrong. It meant secrets. Everything changed the day a stranger sat across from me in a coffee shop, slid an envelope toward me, and said 4 words that shattered my world. Your husband is cheating. His name was Marcus Doyle. His wife Paige was sleeping with my husband Grant. He warned me not to react first, or I would lose everything. That single warning turned me from a heartbroken wife into a woman with a plan. Looking back, the signs were everywhere. Grant's phone became sacred overnight, always face down, always guarded. He changed his passcode and never told me the new one. He suddenly joined a gym 3 times a week, yet came home smelling like cologne instead of sweat. He stopped holding my hand, stopped hugging me like he meant it, stopped looking at me at all. I blamed myself. I bought new perfume, cooked his favorite meals, tried to be perfect, never realizing the problem was never me. 4 days after meeting Marcus, I needed proof with my own eyes. Grant claimed he had a client dinner. I drove downtown and found the restaurant from Marcus's photos. Through the window, I watched my husband laugh the way he never laughed with me anymore, take off his wedding ring, and stroke another woman's hand like she was the only person in the world. I stood in the freezing cold and watched my marriage die quietly, then went home and screamed into my pillow so no one would hear. For the next 3 months, I lived a double life. By day, the perfect wife. By night, a woman collecting evidence. I found hotel receipts, a torn note signed only with the letter P, and a secret credit card statement showing thousands spent on flights and dinners with money meant for our future. I photographed everything and handed it to my lawyer, Renata, a woman who told me plainly that in divorce court, feelings mean nothing. Proof means everything. Marcus brought more. A lease on a condo signed by both cheaters. A pregnancy test receipt. $50,000 transferred between them, proof they were building a life on our money. He offered me $100,000, not as charity, but as a weapon. I accepted. I had a shield now, and a deadline. They were planning to file for divorce together in January and vanish into a new life. Then Grant made his fatal mistake. Careless after too much wine, he left our shared iPad open, and I saw photos of a new house he was secretly buying with Paige, set to close in 3 weeks using our savings. That was the moment waiting ended. Marcus and I moved the plan up. We would file, freeze every account, and serve them both the same morning at the same hour while they still believed they had won. That Monday, I made pancakes like it was any other day and watched Grant drive off to what he thought was a normal meeting. By 10:15, my phone would not stop ringing. I let it ring. Our accounts were frozen before he even reached his desk. Their dream house deal collapsed in real time. I packed only what mattered. My clothes, my documents, my grandmother's jewelry, left the rest behind like poison, and drove to the small apartment I had quietly rented weeks before. I sat on the bare floor and cried, not from sadness, but from relief. The divorce was swift because the evidence was undeniable. In court, the judge listened as every lie, every receipt, every hidden dollar was read aloud. She ordered Grant to repay half of everything he spent on the affair, cover my legal fees, and awarded me 60% of our home's value for financial misconduct. He looked smaller than I had ever seen him. In the hallway afterward, he apologized and asked if we could ever be friends. I told him no. I did not make friends with strangers, and I finally understood I had never really known him at all. It has been 6 months. I live in a small cottage near the water now, with a garden full of tulips and a bright yellow kitchen Grant always hated. I was promoted to head archivist at the library, and I spend my days surrounded by quiet and order. Marcus and I still get coffee sometimes, bonded by what we survived, never speaking of Grant or Paige. I heard they broke up 2 months after the divorce, blaming each other for everything they lost. I feel no joy in that, only peace. Some evenings, I sit on my porch and watch the sunset over the water. The silence used to mean suppression. Now it means freedom. I am alone, but for the first time in years, I am not lonely because I finally like the woman I became.